Hey everyone, today we're going to unpack a classic fable, The Mischievous Monkey and the Wise Parrot. Now, on the surface, fables might just seem like simple little bedtime stories, right? But as we dive into this one, we're going to discover that it actually carries some incredibly deep, timeless psychological truths. We're talking about community, behavior, and the absolute power of positive reinforcement. So let's get right into it. Okay, before we even meet our characters, I want you to just think about this question for a second. Imagine living with a neighbor who constantly, and I mean literally constantly, plays pranks on you, day in, day out. How would you feel? Frustrated? Exhausted? Probably a little on edge all the time? We all know someone who just thrives on a bit of chaos, you know? Someone who thinks their disruptive behavior is just harmless fun, completely oblivious to how it's affecting everyone else around them. It's a super relatable real-world annoyance, right? Well, that is exactly the situation the animals in our story are dealing with today.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the mischievous jungle monkey. So picture a dense, vibrant jungle. This is where we meet our primary antagonist, a heavily misguided prankster named Monto. Monto is a monkey who absolutely loves playing endless tricks on the other animals. For him, the jungle isn't just a home. It's his own personal playground, and everyone else is just an unwilling participant in his daily comedy routine. Just look at his daily mischief. He's hiding the poor rabbit's carrots, which, come on, is incredibly mean when you're hungry. He's jumping out of the bushes and scaring the deer. And get this, he's even climbing high up into the canopy and dropping heavy fruit right onto the elephant's head. It's just non-stop, chaotic energy. The source material actually tells us that all the animals were getting incredibly fed up with his antics. But Monto? Monto thought his actions were just hilarious. He had absolutely zero self-awareness about the stress he was causing his community.
So here is the crucial question. How exactly do you stop a monkey who just absolutely thrives on chaos? How do you change the behavior of someone who honestly thinks they aren't doing anything wrong? You can't exactly just yell at him, right? He'd probably just laugh, swing away, and, I don't know, throw a banana at you. You need a strategy. You need a clever way to redirect that boundless energy into something positive without triggering his defensiveness. And doing that requires a very specific kind of wisdom. Which brings us nicely to Section 2, the Wise Parrot's Plan. Enter our hero, Mithu the parrot. Now, Mithu realizes pretty quickly that scolding Montu simply is not going to work. So he decides it's time to intervene with a brilliant psychological trick. The very next day, he casually tells Montu a secret. He leans in and says that somewhere in the jungle there is a magic tree. But there's a catch. This tree only yields its incredibly sweet, delicious fruit to those who have good hearts. This is such a brilliant motivational tactic. Notice what he does here. Mithu doesn't scold Montu. He doesn't point a wing and say, "You're bad, stop doing this." Instead, he creates this irresistible incentive. He appeals directly to Montu's natural curiosity and, let's be real, his appetite, setting up a reward system that inherently requires a fundamental change in his attitude. Moving right along to Section 3, Search for the Magic Tree. Naturally, Monto takes the bait hook, line, and sinker. Hearing about this sweet, delicious fruit, he is absolutely thrilled and sets out into the dense jungle. But the physical toll of this wild goose chase ends up being intense. In the morning, we have Monto's excited departure. He is full of energy, swinging from vine to vine, expecting an incredibly easy prize. But by the afternoon, it becomes endless, totally fruitless wandering. He is searching high and low, checking literally every single corner of the jungle. Finally, as evening sets in, reality hits. He returns to Mithu completely exhausted, completely drained, and totally empty-handed. He couldn't find the magic tree anywhere. He is deeply, deeply humbled by his failure. And this leads us to the emotional core of our explainer today. Section 4, the real magic, good manners. When Monto drags himself back, tired and defeated, Mithu doesn't mock him. He doesn't say, "I told you so." He just smiles this warm smile, ready to deliver the true lesson. Mithu looks at him and drops this beautiful, simple truth. He says, "The magic tree is actually not a tree, but good deeds. When you treat others well, everyone will love you, and that is the real magic." It's such a profound pivot. Mithu explains that the sweetness Monto was searching for isn't some physical fruit. It's a feeling of being loved and respected by your community, and that sweetness is only granted to those who show kindness. Suddenly, it clicks. Monto realizes his mistake. The source text tells us he immediately apologizes to all the animals and makes a firm promise to stop bothering them and start helping them instead. And you've got to see this paradigm shift. It is night and day.
Before, the jungle was filled with chaos, hidden carrots, constant stress, and daily annoyance. But look at the after. Just a few days later, Monto is actively picking fruit and bringing it to the others. He is going completely out of his way to help injured animals. He's playing happily with everyone. He basically channeled all that relentless, mischievous energy into relentless, helpful energy. By changing his actions, he literally changed his entire environment from a place of stress to a place of absolute peace. Because of this incredible change, the community completely embraces him. The animals, they don't hold a grudge for his past behavior. They see his genuine effort, they forgive him, and they all become his true friends. To celebrate this brand new era of peace and connection in the jungle, they all gather together for a grand feast. It's just a really beautiful moment of restorative justice. Monto fixed the harm he caused, and the community welcomed him back with open arms. And right in the middle of this feast, Monto himself comes to a profound realization. He smiles and says, "The joy in making others happy was never found in mischief." He finally gets it. The quick dopamine hit he used to get from dropping a fruit on an elephant's head was absolutely nothing compared to the deep, fulfilling joy of being a valued, loved member of a community. From that day forward, the jungle remained an environment of happiness and love, proving once and for all that good manners and kindness are indeed the greatest magic of all. So, to wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final provocative thought. What is the magic tree in your own community, your school, or your workplace? What are the good deeds you can cultivate today that will yield that sweet fruit of respect, friendship, and a better environment for everyone around you? Monta learned that true magic isn't found in what we take from others or how we disrupt their day, but in how we choose to help them. Think about how you can plant your own magic tree today. Thank you so much for joining me to explore this wonderful story, and I will see you in the next explainer.